It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. This is KD Drummond of Blogging the Boys, and we're back here on SBN Blogging the Boys YouTube channel, bringing you the latest and greatest on your Cowboys. What a difference a week makes. Cowboys celebrating a dominating 31-7 victory over the St. Louis Rams, and we're here to talk about the 3 stars for the game. Now, this was the biggest margin of victory for the Cowboys since Week 10 of 2011, a 44-7 drubbing of the Buffalo Bills. The Cowboys were clicking on all cylinders, which is not something that we've been able to say so far this season. And before you even try to say, oh, it's the Rams, this is not your same old Rams team. There's been plenty of improvement by the Rams. They were actually only a half a game worse than the Cowboys were last year, 7-8-1. They have been making strides. The Cowboys did a lot of things that hadn't been done to the Rams so far this season. So I think you can still have a lot of optimism, even though it's such a small sample size, being only 3 games into the season. We can start to see some of the trends of Dallas actually becoming a competitive team and hopefully see them string some wins together in the future. So like I said, 3 stars for the game. Number 3, quarterback Tony Romo. He ended up being 17 of 24, 210 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, a 71% completion percentage. That was actually his lowest of the season so far, but he did have a 137.2 passer rating, which was obviously the highest over this short stint. Now, his numbers were a little bit reminiscent to how Troy Aikman used to win games for the Cowboys back in the glory days, where you wouldn't have high yardage totals, but you would have a high amount of efficiency in the way that he was passing the ball. 8.8 yards per attempt, highest of the year. It's been an improvement. It's been steadily rising since it was a little scary where it was against the Giants in that victory. We start to see some of the vertical passing game come back for the Cowboys. He had 2 24-yard touchdowns. One to rookie Gavin Escobar, another one on the exact same route to Dwayne Harris late in the game where he threaded the needle, seam routes. He just lofted it over the defender. Great looks by Tony Romo. Very pleased with what he's doing so far this year. Only 1 interception on the season. Number 2 star for the game is the Dallas Cowboys defense. They only gave up 236 yards on the game, forced another turnover. That's 7 for the season. Would have been more if they didn't drop those interceptions against KC, which led to a defeat. But one of the Goodellisms, I like to call them the ticky-tack kind of, oh, you can't touch me penalties that they like to call in the NFL now. Jason Hatcher's hand to the face of quarterback Sam Bradford negated J.J. Wilcox's first interception of his career. There were sacks galore on the day, 6 of them. DeMarcus Ware, he had 2, including the record breaker. He is now the official and unofficial Cowboys record holder, 115 career sacks, passing the great Harvey Martin. Salute to DeMarcus Ware. Everybody got involved. The Montanelli is working. That's the name for it. Rod Marinelli, Monty Kiffin. It's the Montanelli defense. These guys get after it. George Selfie had another sack. Jason Hatcher has a sack in each of the first 3 games. Even Kyle Wilber got in the act. Secondary stepping up. Mo Claiborne had a big day. He had a big pop on the first series. Also had 2 very nice pass defenses. Very, very pleased with what he was able to do with his hurt shoulder. The defense in general, they didn't allow a 3rd down conversion until the final drive of the game. The run defense is so serious right now. 35 yards given up. They gave up yardage in the run game against Kansas City, but most of that was Alex Smith scrambles. They held Jamal Charles to 55 yards in that game, held New York to 50 yards as a team. They held the Rams passing game to only 5 yards per attempt. Very pleased with what they're doing. And of course, the number 1 star of the game, running back DeMarco Murray. He was running with decisiveness, hitting holes. He wasn't seeking contact. He was actually looking to avoid it. Got out of bounds, got down so he can try to prolong his season, make sure he stays healthy. You saw the return of a lot of the old favorites of the Cowboys running game, the delayed draw, the toss. That, of course, led to play action passing for Tony Romo, which was beautiful to see. The offensive line is improving, especially on the interior. Right now, we're seeing great play out of the tackles, but Brian Waters is working his way in. We're seeing the rotation there, opening up holes along the interior for DeMarco Murray. 26 carries on the day, 175 yards. He also threw in 3 catches for 28 yards. Again, great game by him. He was really setting the tone. He loves to play against St. Louis, over 200 yards in the game. Can't complain about what DeMarco Murray is doing right now. Pass catching, pass blocking, running the rock. Finally, that caught up with the other facets of his game because it hasn't been there the first 2 weeks. Don't get it twisted. He was not playing at this level the first 2 weeks, but something clicked when he saw the Rams uniforms on the opposite side of the trenches. So that's it. Those are our 3 stars for the game. We'll be back with plenty more. Sorry that we've been absent. We'll be back. Plenty more videos for you guys. Make sure you follow me at KDP10for10, at KDP10FOR10. Don't forget about Blogging the Boys, at Blogging the Boys. We have a great show, our podcast, Cowboys Crunch Time with KD. Check it out on blogtalkradio.com/Cowboys Crunch Time. Emmett Smith joins me this Wednesday, as well as Cowboys insider Mike Fisher. We're also available on iTunes, so make sure you check us out there. Everything you need to know about the Cowboys, we'll be covering social media all day long. This is KD Drummond for Blogging the Boys. Salute.